Have you been waking up between 3 and 5 a.m.? Has that been happening lately? Has it happened in the past? Do you think it's going to happen again? Do you know somebody that it's happening to? This is a question that a lot of spiritually minded people have asked, and there's a lot of videos. There's ancient teachings that we can reference. There's ancient Chinese tradition that has like a whole system for why that's happening. And every time I've looked at that information, it leaves more questions than answers. So I'm going to try to give you a very clear explanation about exactly what it is that's going on scientifically. And then I'm going to give you actionable things that you can do. Because what's really going on is you're supposed to be getting something out of it. Like, why would this be happening unless I'm not supposed to be seeing something, or am supposed to be seeing something? Like, there's a reason this is happening. What am I supposed to be getting here? What am I supposed to be doing here? Like, is there a message? What's the message? Yeah, there's a message. So first, let's talk about the things that I'm not really talking about quickly, which would be, medical reasons. I'm not a doctor. If you think there's medical reasons, you need to go see a doctor. It could be sleep apnea or anxiety or your blood sugar, or maybe you just have the temperature too high in your room. I have to usually run the air at night and have it be like a nice 67, 68 degrees for me to be able to sleep at night. And everybody's a little bit different. So, I can't help you with those things. Go talk to a doctor. Now, if it's not those things, well, then what is it? Well, the universe or God is always talking to us. But this phenomenon seems to happen when you are ready to listen. You're in receptive mode. You're in the receptive mode. And every time, by the way, that this has ever happened to me, it seemed like I was going through some very big changes in my life, like a drastic increase in my consciousness. And in the days and weeks that followed that, by the way, it's like I let go of a lot of old junk that really needed to be let go of. And sometimes that can be a little tricky or troubling, or, some old feelings might come up, kind of negative feelings in that process. And that's perfectly fine to do that kind of healing, as long as you keep in mind that the object of healing is for you to get healed. A big problem I see in the general spiritual community is they give you the impression that healing is like a way of life for the rest of your life until you die. And healing comes and goes, guys. And it should get easier and easier every time you do it. The object here is that there is an object. There is an outcome. Like, I'm trying to get healed. And I didn't mean to bring all that stuff up. It's just when your consciousness increases like that, that tends to happen after that is taking place. And it could actually not even be traumatic at all, healing. It could just be like some questions that you had that got answered, and you go, oh, I get it, right? And it's actually a joyous thing. It's great. The whole object of growing spiritually is for you to experience more joy, not more suffering, okay? Suffering may take place when you're letting go of old things. But, I just wanted to touch on that. That's not really what this video is about. I'm just exploring maybe some of the things that could happen around the time that you're experiencing this, right? This waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. Things that could be going on in your life. But what I'm pointing you at right now is what is going on in your life situation, right? You've been asking a lot of questions. Are you being hard on yourself? Are you hanging on to the past? Are you trying to manifest something? Are you trying to build something? Is there a new life that you're after? What questions have you been focused on lately? What have you been doing lately with your life? And you might not even really consciously be aware of what questions you're asking or what you've been doing with your life. You've kind of just been going through the motions of life lately, but somewhere in the back, there's some really important thing that you're just not quite picking up on, that God or the universe or your spirit guides, or even your own soul, your higher self, is trying to show you. And this is typically going to be the reasons why you're waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. Because between 3 and 5 a.m., you're in a receptive mode, okay? You're still kind of in that half asleep, half awake state. I don't remember what the brainwave pattern is for that. I don't remember the exact science for that. Joe Dispenza talks a lot about this, but then again, lots of medical doctors do too. This is legit conventional medical science, the different brainwave states that that we can experience in sleep. And then, so whatever that brainwave state is, when you're kind of half asleep, half awake, that's kind of where you are when you wake up between 3 and 5 a.m. And you're going to be much more receptive to noticing what is going on in your subconscious. So let me give you some examples of the things that I do. So here's actionable things that you can do to get the message that someone is trying to send you, okay? God, your spirit guides, higher self, whatever. Someone's trying to get a hold of you on the phone, basically, okay? That's what's going on. And again, it's because there's things that have been going on in your life situation, which is what I talked about more at the beginning of this video. And now someone is trying to get a hold of you on the phone, so to speak, and give you a message. That's why you're waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. so that these things can be communicated to you through the vehicle of your subconscious, what it is you're supposed to be doing in your waking life, what lessons you're trying to learn, whatever, how you're trying to grow, what you're trying to manifest, what questions you're trying to answer. So what are the actionable things that I do and that you can try to get that message when you wake up between 3 and 5 a.m. So myself personally, I kind of noticed that the subconscious mind communicates a lot in dream symbolism. And dream analysis is something that I've been studying for well over 20 years. I'm expert level at that. It's very, very interesting. And for the most part, dreams are kind of just an energetic release of subconscious images and signs and things like that. It's really mostly kind of junk, if you will. Most of the dreams that we have, even the dreams that we remember, even dreams that are very intense ones, often are really nothing more than just the exhaust system of your subconscious mind. Lucid dream, different story. There could be a message in there for you. But without diverting too much into actual dream analysis, let's stay on topic here about why you're waking up between 3 and 5 in the morning. When you're waking up in that brainwave state, whatever that's called, I don't know, alpha, beta, theta, whatever it is, where you're half asleep, half awake, you're going to be much more receptive to the kinds of messages that are coming to you through your subconscious mind. And if you're waking up between 3 and 5 a.m., that is exactly when, so this is an actionable, one of the actionable things that you can try doing. And this is a big one. That's why I started with this one. Someone or something, God, higher self, spirit guides, whoever, is trying to communicate with you through your subconscious mind. So your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are both highly active when you're in that certain brainwave state when you first wake up between 3 and 5 a.m. in the morning. Your consciousness is increasing. You could say your higher self is working on you. God is working on you, right? And they're trying to send you messages using dream symbolism. This happens to me all the time. And here's even a resource for you to try to interpret those dream symbols. Just go on Google and type in dream symbol dictionary. Okay, and there's several. And there's a couple of really good ones that are extremely popular, very, very comprehensive, dream dictionary, A to Z dream dictionary that I use all the time, which is, it is extremely accurate, I've found. That particular dream symbolism dictionary online is very good. And you can, when you wake up, try to remember right when you wake up, okay, I'm going to close my eyes and I'm just going to look at whatever thoughts pop into my head without judging. And if nothing pops into your head, then just go back to sleep, okay? But whatever images you see, okay, and just focus on them for a few minutes, and it's going to be above the kind of ordinary noise that is going on in your mind, okay, like the normal thought stream of your own ego. When this particular symbol is presented to you in your mind, when you wake up and then you close your eyes and you remember, this is the actionable thing, So when you wake up, you go, oh yeah, I have to remember to close my eyes and look for these symbols. And so you do that. The way the symbol or thought is going to be presented to you is going to be like, oh, where did that come from? That's kind of going to be your reaction. You're going to see something in your mind seemingly out of nowhere, like why did I think about that? Like some random object or something like that, like a Christmas tree with an anvil hanging off of it, or just, I don't know, some bizarre thing that you would have never, like, why did I think of that? And don't try to overanalyze it either, which is what I'm doing. Don't try to overanalyze it. I'm just using that as an example. You're going to get not necessarily bizarre images that pop into your head. It's just going to be stuff that you know isn't part of the normal thought stream of your usual monkey mind kind of thinking. It's like an image that's like presented to you, right? And that's what it is. It's a message. It's a message for you. And wait to see if you get 1 to 2 of them. Sometimes you can get 3. Usually it's 1 to 2. Ordinarily, they're not going to communicate with you too much. They're not going to like bog you down with lots of different messages all at once. That way you have time to process them. That's why usually it's going to be 1 to 2, sometimes 3. You can ask for more. I don't recommend doing that in the same session. You might ask throughout the day, the following day, and then if you wake up again between 3 and 5 in the morning, the next morning, then you might get an answer to your question, and we'll kind of review that again. I'm going to review all these steps again at the end in case there's any confusion, point by point, so that you understand, these actionable steps better. So when you get your 1 to 2 symbols, write them down. Turn the light on quickly, or get one of those electronic candles, or use your cell phone. Don't look directly at the blue light, just low light. You can turn the light on. I don't recommend turning the light on because that can kind of like reset your sleep cycle. Use a low light so that you can look at the notebook as you're writing these things down quickly. And that's enough. Usually just write down like one quick thing about the 1 or 2 symbols that you got is all you need to do. You don't need to go into like super detail, because what's going to happen is the next day you're going to look at that note that you made and you're going to remember exactly what the thing looked like anyway. So don't spend a lot of time writing it down, but write it down so you don't completely forget. And then later you will recall in your memory what that was, and then you can go look it up, and then just try to go back to sleep. So the other actionable thing that you can do when you are waking up between 3 and 5 in the morning is, if you're having a really hard time going back to sleep, go meditate. Go meditate. Go meditate. Get present, okay? And of course, meditation, there's no goal, right? If you're new to meditation, if you're experienced, then that's going to make more sense to you. But if you're new to meditation, there's no real goal in meditation. You're really just focusing your awareness on anything but your mind. That's basically it. Anything but your monkey mind. So what I like to do is sometimes I do music, and I mean like soft music, like Ishq. ISHQ is the name of the artist. I've got actually a playlist on this channel with a lot of my favorite selections from them if you go to the playlists menu. But usually what I do when I meditate is I will, if I'm not doing that or a guided meditation, I'll listen to the, like right now, for example, I can hear like background noise like outside in the city kind of thing, okay? And it's, I don't know if it's the highway, if it's like an engine running, you just hear some sound off in the distance. Or like when you're in your, let's say you live in the country and you live in a house and I don't know, there's some background noise that you just, it's very, very quiet, but there's still something. It could be the refrigerator running, but maybe the refrigerator is not running. I don't know what it is, but there's some noise going on. Maybe it's a gentle breeze. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But whatever that is, focus on those distant sounds that are subtle. And make sure that you are on purpose not focusing on the monkey mind. Get a good meditation and do that for 10 minutes and then try to go back to bed. And maybe try the other thing, which was to see if you're getting any images, even during your meditation or when you go to lay back down. If you don't get any images, don't worry about it. It could just be that you woke up because your consciousness is increasing. Again, like I said at the very beginning of this video, ordinarily when you wake up between 3 and 5 a.m., it's because your consciousness is increasing and it's time for you to move up a level. And that's exactly what this is. Someone or something is focusing on you very, very intensely. It could be guides, it could be God, it could be a person who's passed over to the other side. Someone is trying to give you a message, okay? And just be open to the message. Don't try to figure out who is giving you the message. If it is a soul who passed over to the other side, they will let you know. Otherwise, it's your guides, it's God. So that's it. So just to recap, again, you wake up, you first thing you remember, oh, I have to close my eyes and look at the symbols and not the monkey mind dialogue, and receive those symbols, 1 or 2 symbols, write them down quickly, low light, and then go look them up in the dream dictionary, or go meditate and kind of go through the same process. And don't worry about it. Don't worry about it if nothing comes through. It could just be your consciousness is increasing. But usually, again, you wake up because you're supposed to be receiving a message. Okay, that's usually why we wake up between 3 and 5 a.m. because you are going to be more receptive to those messages. You're between the half awake, half asleep state. So it's all about receiving a message. Focus on that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful and informative. See you next time.